Right, so it's 3 p.m. and we are all set to begin with our today's webinar. A very warm welcome to all our participants present here today. Building and maintaining a diverse workforce leads to better business outcomes, increased cash flow and innovation, readiness for change, and more. As a famous quote by Pat Waders says, when we listen and celebrate, what is both common and which is both common and different, we become wiser, more inclusive, and better as an organization. HR Association of India welcomes you all to the 2022 Dialogue Masterclass series on the topic how to sensitize and create safe places for alternative sexuality. To know more about HRA and its events, I would request all our participants to visit the link and details posted in the chat window. Request all the participants to kindly follow the webinar guidelines mentioned in the chat window. It would be great to have all the participants' feedback. We will be running a poll before the Q&A session. Request all participants to kindly give your feedback on the session. I now take the privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Umang Sheth, founder and co-founder of Gay Bombay and the Hugging Club of India, Mr. and Mr. Umang Sheth is a speaker, change enabler, and counselor. He, Umang has been impacting lives for more than 24 years. He is a founder of Gay Bombay, India's first popular support group for the gay community, a first of its kind support group that has inspired lakhs of people to accept their sexuality and come out of the closet. Umang is the founder of the Hugging Club of India, an initiative to remove stigma around mental health, an initiative that has inspired hundreds to openly talk about their mental illness and take treatment. And Mr. and Mr., a gay matchmaking initiative to help people to find a life partner in a healthier way. You can follow Umang on the LinkedIn. The link for the same has been shared in the chat window. Now, without wasting much time, I will hand over the platform to Umang Sheth. Over to you, Umang.
Thank you, Faisal, for a lovely introduction. And thanks to HRI for calling me. And I love the initiative taken, this dialogue, and this will sensitize and bring a lot of awareness and help to stop stigma. So thank you for inviting. I am really honored and happy to be here. So we are going to make this very interactive. It's not going to be a monologue. But, as he mentioned, I am a founder of 3 initiatives, but I want to share my story. I was not like that, in my childhood, and I had a tough time. So I just want each of you to just connect and see that what happened in your childhood did not, happen in your adulthood. Things can change. And I just want to run down my story. Okay. So, I come from a very, very different family. I come from a very humble background. When I came to my senses, I came to know that my mother has a mental illness which is called schizophrenia. So my mother would call up my uncle and say, your dead wife is in my kitchen. I am giving food and shelter. Please take her. And my dad has a mental illness which is called bipolar. So he could never keep a steady job. Whenever he would get money, he would go to casinos, gambling houses, and not come home for days. And my mom would sit home and cry. So I come from a so-called dysfunctional, different family, not really proud of my parents, very ashamed and embarrassed of my parents because they both had mental illness. I'm talking about something like 35, 38 years back, So with all this, I happen to be very effeminate and gay, people bullying me, teasing me, very low self-esteem and confidence is zero, I remember people would in front of everybody say, oh, Umang, you need to be in the girls team. You don't need to be in boys team. And they would laugh. You are not man enough. You don't know how to throw the cricket ball. Go and play the girls game. I grew up with all these insults and harassment, when there will be boys standing in a group, I would avoid because they would be very macho and bully me, or I would have to fit in and act that I like girls and all that stuff. So I grew up it's this environment with which feeling horrible about myself. So I'll share two incidents which today I laugh about it, but that time it impacted deeply. So I remember I was filling my SSC form. I was filling my SSC form, and my principal, asked the question, ki, Umang, sorry, he asked in general, ki, there are two columns, there is a male and a female. Does anybody need a third column? And one guy he raised his hand and he said, Umang. And everybody started laughing at me, bullying it. And that time, I just wanted to bang my head and leave that place, that if this floor could just open and I could just vanish. It was that horrible feeling, people calling me eunuch and chakka. And I was shattered, I was in 10th standard, just 16 years old. 2 years back at a 31st party, I got a fish pond, which said that when your mom was expecting, she expected a boy, and your dad expected a girl. And when you were born, they both were happy. And all were laughing and giggling and hooting. And I was really crushed. I was really crushed. So I grew up in this whole phase that very ashamed and embarrassed. Sometimes I thought, why am I behaving like that? Why I like to play with dolls? Why I can't play with other boys like cricket? Am I an alien? So I just grew up, very, 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 very low about myself, effeminate, being teased. Then I realized, I remember when I was in, say, I think 14, 15 years, I think more than that, 16, 17, I realized that there is a magazine called Bombay Dost, the India's first gay magazine. I'm talking about early 90s, 91, 92. And there is a guy called Ashok Rao Kavi, who's a gay activist. And then I realized, okay, so there are people like me and I need to find out. But, how do I do that? I was 17 years old, I didn't know, I was so scared. I remember there used to be Wheelers, in Churchgate, there is a bookstall called Wheelers where I could go and buy this magazine, meet people like me, read about me, that at least there is something like that, there is nothing, what's wrong with me, or there is nothing wrong with me, I need to find out. So I remember very hesitantly, I went to Churchgate, the Wheeler shop, and I asked him, with all, buying midday just for the heck of it, some time pass. And I asked that guy, can you give me that Bombay Dost magazine? And he looks at me at, top to bottom, and he said, अच्छे घर के लड़के लोग ये नहीं पढ़ते, guys from good family don't read this. And I just ran away, I was so scared. Finally, at that time, I realized renowned columnist Shobha De and Ashok Rao Kavi were writing a book together, and I somehow gathered the courage. I was like 18 years old, gathered the courage and called midday. And I took Shobha De's number. That time it was land numbers. There were no mobiles, So I called up with a lot of hesitance, fear. Just remember an 18-year-old guy, very shit scared, calling a celebrity, Shobha De, a columnist from Bombay, who is a renowned author. And I asked her, can you please give me Ashok Rao Kavi's number? And she gave me. No question answer, nothing. She gave me Ashok Rao Kavi's number. Now that's what the next step, now to call up Ashok Rao. Again, mustering the courage, I call up, and his mom picked up, and I said, using a fake name, I'm Rajesh and I want to talk to Ashok, and he's not there. So finally I called up, third time he picked up the phone, and so the first time, imagine in your life, you for 18 years, you haven't met any gay guy and you are so scared. On the other side of the call, there is this guy who's gay. Finally, you are scared, you're relieved that there is someone like me who also likes boys, who doesn't like girls, and he's out about it. So I was so naive, So I told Ashok, I am gay. I want to meet macho men like Jackie Shroff and Anil Kapoor. I want to meet them. And he says, this is not a brothel, what is it? And he laughed and he told me, you come and meet me. And I said, you are a big celebrity. If I come and meet you and if people see me interacting with you, they will also tell that they will also think I'm gay, and that was a big taboo stigma. So he said, there is a place called Gokul behind Taj Hotel in Kolaba, where gay people meet every Saturday in the inside section. So I went there, and for the first time in my life, I was thinking it is 1992, I guess, I saw people like me, they were not like what I used to see hear and read about flamboyant, there are people like me who talk, who are from good families, different background, educated. And that was, a big relief to meet a lot of other guys. Then I went to Humsafar Center and met a lot of guys like me and felt better about myself. At times there were only two. Today there are so many. We are spoiled for choices. When it comes to gay safe spaces, there were only two places. There was Voodoos and there was Gokul. But the thing is, if you enter Voodoos or if you go to Gokul, it is understood that you are gay. And you don't want to be caught, entering that, knowing that you are gay. So, and what I realized that in that time, people were all talking about sex. It was just about sex. Sex was put on a pedestal, it was just talking about sex and there was nothing much to do, and that time I started a post box, where people can write letters to me and we can go to, because you can't receive all these gay letters at home, with parents around. So you used to open a post box in a post office where you will exchange letters and read them and call them and meet them. So this was the time, which internet generation would find it very hard to believe. So I remember that, okay, there is something to be done, being gay is not all about sex. So I decided that, hey, we should meet at McDonald's, Bandra McDonald's, where if you are entering McDonald's, it is not that you are gay. It's a family place. Anybody can enter. So the internet was just picking up. There was MSNM, there were chat rooms, Yahoo chat room where gay people used to talk. There were mailing lists. So I told that I am going to be at Bandra McDonald's at 5 p.m. Sunday. I will be wearing a black cap, sitting in the terrace area. Please come and meet me. I am gay. Let's meet. So that was when people started coming up. They would meet and they would sit at the opposite table, look at me. Okay, this guy has two hands, two legs. He's not out of the world. He's like me. And they would come and talk to me. And that's how the journey started. We started talking, people started coming. And at McDonald's, it was a place where family goes. So you're not labeled as gay. Gay people meet. It just could be a bunch of gay friends, That's how I started. It was year 1998 with me and my ex-boyfriend. I started Gay Bombay, India's first support group, a popular gay support group where people could come out and talk and be themselves. So that's how it started. Then we entered people's home. We saw parents, aunts accepting their gay child, gay nephew. I remember, which was such a beautiful, inspiring thing for me, is that I met a mother of a gay child. I'm talking about 1998, who not only accepted her son, but was okay meeting other gay guys, gay friends. And that was really, really very powerful. That's, just imagine if you're gay and you are being told your whole life that this is wrong. This is, you can't move your hands like that. You have to wear a mask and tell, oh, I also like girls. I like Madhuri Dixit, Sridevi. You can't openly say, I like Jackie Shroff or Sunny Deol or whatever, Salman Khan, So here is a place where, look at this mother and aunts accepting their children. So there's nothing wrong about Indian culture. If this mother can accept, my mother can also accept, So that's how we started. I started India's first P flag, parents and friends of gays and lesbians, where I started this, where I got group of parents together, parents meet, where people will bring their parents. So the parents who feel isolated that only my son is gay would meet other moms and dads, say, oh, there are parents like others, who I have also gay son, they go through a lot of guilt. Is there something wrong with my upbringing? Why my child is gay? Because I was a working woman, he turned out to be gay. So I created this forum where parents of gay people could come and talk. I'm talking about 1998, uh, where I remember, see, you have all kinds of people. I remember one woman when I told her, please welcome this mother of a gay child, and she's accepted her son and all, and she came and started yelling that हे साजरं करायची गोष्ट नाही आहे, हे सगळं अनैसर्गिक आहे, this is nothing to celebrate, this is all abnormal and this is nonsense and all. And that was one reaction of a parent. I remember other reaction where one person came out to his mother very hesitantly, because they come from a very typical middle class Maharashtrian background, and how the mother will take it, he was not sure. So hesitantly, when the marriage pressure was at its peak, he said to his mother that, Mom, I don't like, girls, I like boys, and he was scared. What that time the mother said, why didn't you tell me before? When you were going through all these pent up anger, frustration, trying to come out to yourself, I was not there with you. Had you told me that, I would have been so happy to be with you and support you. I will going to have this regret that when you were going through this turmoil all these years, trying to come out and accept yourself, you were vulnerable, I was not there with you. So you have different reactions to different. So I'll come to my mother. I was going and talking to all my friends, and I was holding these gay Bombay events, picnics, parties, alternate Sunday, alternate sexuality. So we would have picnics, party, relationship beat, brunch with speed dating, cooking meets. All these people would come because it was created a safe space for a sense of belonging. I'll come to that. But I had not come out at home. My own mother, who had schizophrenia, didn't know me about it. And I was very scared. If I come, she would get into a mental shock, or her condition may deteriorate. But I wanted to tell her, because tomorrow, if she comes to know from outside, because I'm doing so many events, she would think, hey, my own son did not tell me that he's gay and I had to come from outside. I didn't want her to feel that way. So I remember, with very hesitantly, I came out to her and told her in a simple Gujarati word that, Mummy, mane chokriyo nathi gamti. Mom, I don't like girls, I like boys. And she was stunned, and she was like, this is hogwash, this is nonsense, and she was not even SSC pass. She had no idea. She thought, she was crying, she started fasting, praying and all, but she started thinking about it, and she started asking me, are you really gay? I said, yes, we can go to your psychiatrist, and she came and said, let's go to a psychiatrist. But one thing, I underestimated her. After 2 days, she comes and tells me, Umang, when be chokra or ratna su kare? What do two guys do at night? Of course, I did not say, I was too embarrassed, but that's what people think, and that's what she thought. I underestimated her. So we went to the doctor, her psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist said that Umang is very comfortable. He doesn't feel he's a woman trapped in a man's body. He's not self-harming. Just accept him the way he is. And that's how it started. She started accepting. She would call up any person who would come at home. She would come and tell me, is he like you? She would tell my friends, my son is not going to get married, blah, 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 blah. Are you like one? So my friends would joke, your mother is not going to meet my mother. She had her own way to accept me. So what I did was created a safe space. For the first time, you could openly come and say, I like boys. You don't have to go on a Sunday with your straight friends and pretend to be macho. You like girls and fit in. You can talk. You can talk about, you can be yourself, dress yourself, wear what you want, and move your hands the way you want to. You can talk about your childhood trauma, the abuse you've gone through. Nobody is going to judge you. It was a place which was liberating, a lot of freedom, where you could talk that I like this thing, I like this food, I want to marry a man, this is my dream guy. Just imagine you can do that, which is so easy for a straight guy to talk openly, but not for a gay guy. He can't say that I want to wear a pink shirt, or I like Jackie Shroff, or I want to learn cooking. I want to do dancing. It's my dream. I don't like to play cricket. I like to play with Barbie. You could be yourself. That is what I created, and for years it went on, and people came, and it became a movement. It's been 24 years when I started, and today there are lakhs of people, and there are so many events. One of Gay Bombay parties are one of the best, which people look forward across the world. People come. So that is one thing. Now going back, I told you that my mother had schizophrenia and my dad is bipolar. In 2000, in fact, this same today, 1st July in 2017, my very good friend Vishal Tandon, he died of suicide. He was gay, his boyfriend had left, and he was into chronic depression. He thought talking about his mental illness, people will think he's immature, he can't handle himself, and he took this step. This shook me because I had seen my parents struggling. My turning point in my life, where I was so ashamed of my parents. I used to complain, my God, why me? My mother has schizophrenia, my dad has bipolar, I am effeminate, why me? And then somebody told me so profound. He said, Umang, your mom did not choose schizophrenia. Schizophrenia chose your mom. मेरे पापा बुरे इंसान नहीं है, उन्हें बुरी बीमारी है. It is not a character flaw. It's a mental illness. So I have to fight with the mental illness, not with him. Equipped with this knowledge, I started the Hugging Club of India. I started talking openly about depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, anxiety, addiction, and that's how people started coming up. I created a safe space where you don't have to worry about what people think. I connect, it's a support group of people to remove stigma around mental illness, and people can take help. Today, it's been 5 years where we meet every Wednesday and Sunday. Now it is online, hybrid mode, offline, where people would come and share something for the very first time. They have never shared, whether they were abused or they feel like that movie Karthik calling Karthik, because he's gay and he didn't have any friends. So he made an imaginary friend when he was 5 years old, but now he's 30 and he's still talking to that, imaginary friend. People openly talk about chemsex, having drugs and having sex, alcohol, porn addiction. People openly telling for the first time that I need help. I'm addicted. I can see ghosts and spirits. I cannot have sex without drugs. Anything related to mental illness, they came and spoke. And we call mental health expert, and they connected. Once they connected, they felt comfort, and then where they met and took help. So we became a medium, a support group, a WhatsApp group today of 1,000 people, where people openly share, where nothing stops them, So this is what I did with Hugging Club of India. It's been 5 years, I have done that. So people, and of course we sponsor their treatment. People who can't have, because it's a vicious cycle, because you have mental illness, you can't have a job, it's difficult to keep a job, and it's so we sponsor treatment, we sponsor counseling, we sponsor therapy, medicine, we sponsor all that, and we accompany also. So you are scared to go to a psychiatrist counselor, we help you, So you can always check this out. It's very there in the online. My third initiative. By the way, besides this 3 initiative, I also run an ad agency called Adia, because I had all these challenges where there is nothing to be ashamed of. Now, what is there to be ashamed of? Your mother can see ghosts, your father is gambling. There's nothing to be ashamed of. The worst is there. So today I look in hindsight, that's what it helped me to open up and talk freely, because there's nothing to be ashamed and embarrassed about. You've been through so much in life. So today I look all what happened in my childhood in a positive way. Third thing, which is Mr. and Mr., a gay matchmaking initiative, We started on 14th Jan 2021. Now, why did we start this? I started this because one of my friend, he tried to end his life because he had registered with an arranged gay marriage, a popular gay marriage, and it turned out to be fake. And he had a lot of hopes that I will find a guy through this gay match bureau, and it did not. And that's where in 221, in all this lockdown, I said, no, something has to do. I can't see my community, losing out and, trying to end their life, loneliness. That's where me and my friend, he's from IIT, he's from Amsterdam, we came together and said that, okay, we need to do something for the gay community. And we started Mr. and Mr. a gay matchmaking initiative to help you find a life partner in a healthier way. Why in a healthier way? Because there is so much stigma, people are not out, they are scared. So there is ghosting, there is blocking, there is blackmailing. And there are these dating apps which are so toxic. So what is a healthier way? So we take a PAN card, Aadhaar card, we take and do background verification. This is the whole process. You can Google out. One of the reasons we started is because unlike straight people, we don't have a roadmap. A straight person, when he grows up, he will get married, he will get a child, he will spend his life, in nurturing that child. The child will grow up, he'll get married, and eventually they will become great grandparents. But we don't have such kind of roadmap. We don't have a milestone. They have milestones, all these birthday, whatever, marriage, engagement, first child, baby shower. We don't have any milestones. In absence of that, it is quite dark. We don't know what to do with our personal life once we come out, because there is no structure, no roadmap, no milestone. So Mr. and Mr. is an effort to bring some kind of a structure in the gay community, So that's my story. And then I want to show the presentation coming to, how to create safe spaces and sensitize, safe spaces for alternate sexuality and to sensitize at the workplace. Why it is very important. So I have a presentation which I'll share, but I'm sorry, I just started blabbering. I'm so happy to have you over here. Thank you for listening to me for half an hour. And if you have any quick question, you can ask me, or otherwise I will go with my presentation and then we can do a Q&A. I will take 30 seconds. If you have any question, please raise your hand and you can share or ask. I'm so happy to have you over here. Does anybody have a question?
We have Vandana who has just said hi.
Yeah. Vandana, go ahead with your question.
So she's saying, can you share the names of initiatives that you have started?
Sure, definitely. Thank you. I started Gay Bombay. Okay, it's India's first popular support group. Gaybombay.in is the website. It's there in all digital handles, Insta, Facebook, Gay Bombay. Second, I started the Hugging Club of India, an initiative to remove stigma around mental illness, largely for the LGBT community. 80% of the people are from the LGBT community in Hugging Club. 20% are from the straight. And the third is Mr. and Mr., a gay matchmaking initiative to find a life partner in a healthier way. I also have ADIA, and emotional advertising, where I run an initiative called Change India Begin with I. I'm always the one who want to remove taboos, kuch hatke karna hai, badalna hai, So that's what. So let me start with the presentation and then we will have a round of Q&A. Okay, you can see my screen. Is it visible? Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so how to sensitize and create safe places for alternative sexuality. Any corporate, any company or even MSME or SME, you really need to have safe spaces. You really need to have a culture, LGBT culture, environment. You really need that. That is the need of the hour. Why? Because you want to grow. You want to come in top 10, you want to attract people. Because if you go out of your way and give them same-sex benefit, insurance, sex transition, surgery, a parenting leave, they will give it back to you more. If you are giving extended support, they will give you extended hours, extended time, extended efforts. It works both ways, and they give you more. If my company is doing so much for me, let me go out of my way to do for my company. So you keep your people motivated. If you have HR policies which are gay friendly, where people can be themselves, benefits, that is why you need. It is absolutely essential. If you want to be updated, if you want to grow, if you want to be in top 10, you have to have gay friendly environment, create safe spaces. This is non-negotiable. Just imagine in a environment, in a work environment, where I can move my hand the way I want to. There is no fear of what people will say. There is no stress of hiding my real self. I don't have to have a mask, where I can be myself, where I know HR is there for support. I know that if I come out to somebody and if he goes and spreads the word, I can complain to HR. I know that if I come out and people then don't involve me in projects or leave me out, I can talk to HR. I know that when I'm giving a presentation, I can be myself. I don't have to speak less on the fear of if my voice is feminine, or if I'm moving like this, or some of my words are like this. I don't have to live in the stress. If I don't live in the stress, I speak more, I perform more, I give my best. So if you are giving me a sense of belonging in your office, I will give you a sense of ownership. It is my company where I can be myself. So let me save my company's time, efforts, money. It works that way. If you give them a comfortable place, they will give you productivity, do more for you. New talent. Today, you may not be gay, but you can be gay friendly, LGBT ally, so young generation, the woke generation, people just coming out from universities, B schools, are looking at companies which are liberal, which are progressive, giving equal opportunities. Money is fine, but are these companies updated? Do they have values? So if a person is looking at a company which has got LGBT friendly policies, HR policies, as a culture, has de-acted, then money becomes secondary. I want to support this. I want to be a part of this environment. I want to be the part of new India, which is growing, which is not backward. So though I may have 15 offers, but this person, this company is offering so many benefits, I want to be with them. That's how you attract new talent, creativity, you grow, you get innovation, new ideas, and that's how you get growth. So these are the things you need to do as an HR person. If you are a change maker, if you want to bring a change, if you want to grow, these are the things you need to do. And this is why it is absolutely essential to have a gay friendly, LGBT friendly policies and environment. So now you have understood why you need to have them. So now what you should do, having a policy on paper and all is fine, but you will tell me, okay, I don't have any LGBT people, I don't see them, but that's a blind spot. You don't see them because you need to have visibility. You need to see that company is doing some kind of a thing, some activity, some education, some forum, or people are open to talking about it. people are, stopping people if they are, it is a gay joke or ridiculing. So what as an HR, as you, as a business leader can do, so I am comfortable if I'm in your office that I can come out if I choose to, or I can be true myself. What can you do? Now just imagine in this generation of using pronoun, if your boss, your HR, your CEO start writing emails and in bracket puts he, him, she, her, they need not be from the LGBT community. So if my boss is using pronoun, he's so progressive, so knowledgeable, is in vogue, then I can also start using my pronoun. If he is using he and him, I can use they and them because my boss is liberal, open-minded. The company is progressive. That's how you take small steps. So people get comfortable. People start opening up. If in your recruitment ad, if you put a line, okay, people from LGBTQ community are also welcome. So people who are existing, who are working currently feel so welcome. Oh, so my company is promoting, is open, is going out on a platter, putting a red carpet. Wow, I'm in such a good company. I can be comfortable over here. I can come out. I can be myself. These are the things you can do. Okay. And if Pride Month is fine, you want to tick some boxes, something as a brownie point you want to show, or you want to fit in, or be like other companies and do something. But how about activities throughout the year? What if you can do activities throughout the year? Then the employee says, okay, this is a safe place. This is not just a lip service. This is not just on paper. My company is serious about LGBT issues, about inclusion. So if you do all these activities which you do in Pride Month, but throughout the year, with different stakeholders, maybe with security, with food staff, 360-degree, if you keep doing small issues, sessions and workshops and dialogues, then your company say, oh, my company is serious. It is not just 1 month thing or a 1 day thing. I can come out. I can be myself. So that is what it is. Lastly, what can you do? See, there are senior managers who think what people do in their bedroom is none of my business. I don't want to know, but they need to know, because this is what you will are going to have people from the LGBT, their needs, their feelings, so they can be comfortable and be more productive. So we need to spread awareness. We need to bring in acceptance at workplace. And how do we do that? By doing a lot of dialogues and workshops. How can we do a dialogue and workshop? By talking, by creating, by examples. Sudha Murthy was the only girl in her college in 1967. Okay. Was she abnormal? No. She was different. She was just a girl who wanted to study. She did not fit in all the other girls. She wanted to study. Is she abnormal? No, she is different. So being in minority is not abnormality. She was not abnormal. She was different. So today, if I'm talking about like 40 years back, 45 years back, if Sudha Murthy can be the only girl in her engineering college, why can't I be the only boy in Mehndi classes? Why can't I be only girl? Why can't I be the only boy in the nursing staff? Why I can't be the only boy in the dancing or in a sari draping profession? So we need to talk about it, because LGBT people, things are forced on them. Just imagine an engineer you don't want to do engineering, you want to do dancing. You don't want to go out and play cricket. You want to make rangoli. Just imagine being forced to do that every day of your life. You're not yourself. You go through so much childhood trauma, being insulted, rejection. I'll give you an example, okay? How many of you over here, you can raise your hand if you want to, are right-handed? How many people are right-handed? Okay, Ria has raised. People have raised their hand. You are right-handed, okay? Just raise your hand, right-handed. Just tomorrow I'll tell you this is wrong. You cannot write with right hand. It has to be left hand. So I am forcing you to hold a pen on your left, in your left hand. I'm forcing you. Just imagine what will happen if you have been right hand all your life and suddenly you've been told that no, you have to write with left hand. First of all, it will be difficult to hold a pen. It will be, your handwritings will be horrible. Your wrist will pain, your hand will pain, and it is going to be a torture. Just imagine your whole life spending not the way you are, just trying to fit in like others. What a waste of productivity. What trauma you go through. That is why we need more dialogues. We need more people to talk. Buppy Larry used to wear gold jewelry from top to bottom. You accepted him, na? You dance on his songs. You were okay with that. If Buppy Larry can wear gold jewelry, why can't your son wear makeup? He can wear lots of jewelry, then why can't your son wear makeup? You know, I'm just giving an example. Buppy Larry was abnormal? No, he was different. Okay. Usha Uttup, I think 50 years back, she went to, clubs and sang in a male voice, wore a sari, gajra and sports shoes. Was she abnormal? No, she was different. Being in minority is not abnormality. You are just different. You need to understand that. Nature. We all are nature. We have different fruits, flowers, animals, season. Everything is different by nature. Okay. There are man, there are human beings, there are animals. I did not choose to be gay. I was born gay. I was not standing up in a gay line, gay queue. God made me gay. Nature made me gay. So nature gave different sexual identities, expressions, orientation to people. If nature is in harmony, if a dog and a man can live in harmony, then why not the straight and LGBT community? They both are part of the nature. Will you go and say, no, only I will take white rose, pink, red, yellow are wrong. Only white rose is fine. You don't say, no? You accept all kind of roses. Then why can't you accept all kind of human beings, orientation, expressions, and identity? We all are part of nature. Right? Am I right? So what I'm trying to tell you, this is my earnest request to, if you are HR over here, if you're a business leader, diversity, support groups, all these HR policies were not there. So people were not able to give their best. There was discrimination, though they left jobs. They were not able to give their best. They wasted their years. But if you are a change maker, if you want India to change, if you are one who want to bring progressive policies, I am there. Let's together bring a change. Thank you. I'll just switch on my fan one.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, so I am done with my presentation. Thank you so much for patiently listening to me. So
No, thank you,
I
Lon.
will stop sharing.
Yeah, so before we move into the Q&A
So
session,
if anybody has any question,
before we move to the Q&A session, we'll be initiating the poll. Request all participants to kindly share your feedback. And while doing so, request all participants to kindly post their questions in the chat window. Once again, I thank all our participants for joining our session today. We received a lot of inquiry on the e-certificates offered by HRAI. You can claim your certificate by sharing your details, name, and session attended in an email to the email ID provided in the chat window. Please ensure you do this by end of this month. We will email the e-certificates to you based on the details received. So, Umang, we have received some questions from the registrations. I'll just call it out to you. The first one is, being a leader, how do I know the level of inclusiveness employees feel within the organization? And how do I identify the roadblockers and the areas of improvement to increase the sense of inclusiveness in the employees?
That's a very good question, and I'm glad you want to. One of the main thing is, the senior manager. There has to be a will from business leaders, from senior management. If you, first of all, what you need to do is have HR policies. The most important is start tweaking your HR policies, include same-sex benefits, include insurance, parental leave. People will see them, talk about it, and have sensitizing programs, call speakers, encourage people to come out, have support groups, have people have groups, online groups where you say that anybody can be a part of it. You need not be gay. So I can join this in a camouflage that I'm straight and be a part of all these support groups which are LGBT friendly. So you can come as an LGBT ally. You may be LGBT, but you can come under the guise of LGBT ally and be comfortable. So you can create such kind of forums. If senior management or people are rigid, you can have one-on-one counseling sessions, you can sensitize 360 degrees. So these are the roadblocks because people are rigid. They don't want to talk about it. Or people think it is only binary. It is only gay, lesbian. There is no other spectrum. So we need to talk about it. We need to bring such kind of people and have dialogues, create some kind of environment, recognize people, give them different roles, work. That's what I can say.
Thank you, Umang.
I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's one more question. How can one tell if someone we know is lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender? And what should we do if we think someone is lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender, but they haven't told anyone?
So if I understand, how can one tell to other people that I'm gay, lesbian, or transgender, right? Am I right?
How can one tell if someone we know is lesbian?
Okay. How can we find out if this person is gay, lesbian, or transgender? Or how can we approach and ask him, are you one?
Someone we know. Yeah, someone we know.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So first important thing is sexuality is a very personal choice, You can't force people to say that, oh, you are effeminate, or you are wearing pink, or you are swinging this way, you are gay. Give them space. Be respectful. If you want people to tell you, first of all, you can't make out it. Sometimes it is very obvious, but there could be extremely macho guys, and who could be gay. So this is all perceptions, you can't make out till the person tells you. Okay. So there is no way you can find out unless it is very obvious, and you may be wrong. But if you want to know or you want to find out, if you are in a group of people, if somebody is cracking gay jokes, you take a stand. You stop them. Hey, this is not, you should not talk. Or if you want, you can say, I want to attend a gay wedding if you're a straight guy. Or I want to watch that Subh Mangal Saudan or Badhayo or that gay series. That's how when you talk, the other person in the group is comfortable opening up to you because he sees that you're progressive and friendly. So that's how you do.
Thank you. And the other question was like, what should we do if we think someone is lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender, but they haven't told anyone?
Okay, so what should they do when they haven't told anybody? Yes. So in an organization, I think that this person is gay, but they haven't told me. So what should I do? right?
Yes.
Faisal, am I right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay. So as I said, see, you can't extract from their mouth, but you can be sensitive to them. You could, you could have more organization, more dialogues, workshop, awareness programs where you can invite them, because you can't put on anybody's face, oh, I think you're a transgender, so now come out. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. But you can have all these dialogues, all these forums, bring people up, and there they will find their own comfort and tell you. You can't extract. But you make such policies, keep having buzz around this thing, and then people will come out on their own. Though you may be sure you can't approach them. That's breach of privacy.
Thank you. One more question is, how should we respond to heterosexual friends or co-workers who feel negatively about a person who is lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender in our office?
That's a very good question. If somebody is homophobic, if my colleague is homophobic and his jokes, you need to, how do you respond? So there are 2-3 beautiful ways to respond. First of all, you need to take a stand and tell him directly, in which generation are you living? Are you regressive? Look at the world around. Things are changing. That guy is born like this. He did not decide to be gay. Okay. If he's homophobic, pulling jokes, you need to, pull him out, make him stand out, okay. Hey, this is not done. This is progressive. One of the beautiful things and powerful things he said that, and it will stun them. कल उठ के तुम्हारा लड़का लड़की गे लेस्बियन या ट्रांसजेंडर होगा तो तुम क्या करोगे? It will make them think. It will stop them. Okay, ask them. One of the best thing which I want to share, and this is very powerful. So see, when today I'm 48 years old, 49. When I was 20 years old, when somebody told me baila hai, chakka hai, I would get very angry. I would cry and go in front of the God and say, God, why did you make me like this? People are bullying, laughing. I can't be a part of them. I have to force myself to talk to them. Why did you make like that? They're teasing. I'm a black sheep. I would cry. Today, when somebody tells me, hey, Umang, you are like Karan Johar, yaar. You are gay or tu to baila hai, sissy hai, pansy hai, effeminate hai. My reaction is different. If X person is telling me that I am like this, it is not his personal personal opinion or view or choice. Somebody has put in his head, na? Society, Bollywood, his parents, his peer group. He was not born hating me. Oh, Umang is this. He's not born like that. Society has put in his head, has influenced his thinking. It is not a personal insult. He's saying what he's learned from his environment. It is not a personal attack. He's not abusing me. If I have this thinking, I am free, I am liberated, I don't suffer. If I want to change, let me go out and talk and change the society. So tomorrow more people will be progressive and have a better idea.
Very powerful answer indeed.
Thank you, Faisal.
There is one more question on DEI, saying that how would you advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion with colleagues who don't understand its importance?
Yeah, can you repeat that? How would you advocate diversity,
equity, and inclusion with colleagues who don't understand its importance?
Yeah. So it's the same thing. See, if they as I showed, as I first of all, I showed you that if they don't, if I want to have policies and they are saying you need to tell them, as I showed, that you are going to be left behind. The world is growing. If you want to attract clients, if you want your company to grow, your business to grow, clients are going to work with people who are LGBT friendly, have diversion and inclusion policies. Otherwise, you'll be left behind. Our company will not be in top 10. We'll be called regressive. we will not going to grow. How am I going to attract new talent? Also, new people are not going to come. They are not going. And if I don't do that, people who are not comfortable, if I have to make a presentation and worry that mera kaisa hai ye wo, I'm not able to give the best. How employees are going to give their best? How productive will it come if not? And if these people don't understand, we need to have orientation, trying to understand ki, where is this homophobia? Where is it coming from? And we need to talk and have open discussions, because the world is changing and you are going to be left behind.
Yeah, very rightly said. So following to that question, it is, where do you believe the company and the HR specifically has the most opportunity to improve DEI efforts?
Okay. As I said, one of the small things, HR can do small things where I feel comfortable. If you can have rainbow lanyards, see, I'm giving solutions. I'm not going to talk in the air. If you have lanyards which are rainbow colors, bright colors, I feel nice. I feel good. I'm accepted. I am one among them, because everything around me is straight. A woman is wearing Mangal Sutra screaming that she is straight. So you can wear a lanyard so I can be comfortable, right? You can have some gay pride stickers, flags, working with companies, vendors who are gay friendly openly. Okay. If I am having a party, can you call my boyfriend? Can I bring my boyfriend? Can I bring, if I'm a girl, can I bring a girlfriend? These small things can be, one of the best thing is to have awareness workshops, to have dialogues, to call, because the whole idea is that the mindset has to change, because somebody has put something in their head and it has to change over a period of time. More exposure, awareness, doing, one of the thing is Pride Month ke liye khali mat karo, throughout the year karo,
Absolutely. So thank you, Umang, for this insightful and intriguing session. It has been a pleasure being with you today. I am sure our participants had a lot to learn and take away from this session. Before we conclude with today's session, I would also want to thank the association members, Geisha, NASCOM, COE, LinkedIn Local, Talgro, TLE, and WICCI for supporting these HRAI events. To know more about these associations, request you to kindly visit the links provided in the chat window. Thank you once again, dear speaker and our participants, for joining us today. Do join us for our next event, Connecting the Dots, on the topic The Sound of Leadership, on 5th of July 2022. That's it from our today's webinar. See you soon. Stay safe. Take care and bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Umang.
Faisal and
Thank you.
Peter and HRI for inviting me. I had a great time. And if anybody want to get comfortable or want to reach out, I'm available on all the social media. Thank you for inviting me again. I enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you. Umang. Bye.